Taurus, welcome to your reading for the week of November 21st. This week, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's checked out Astro Jar so far. We've had a lot of feedback from the other readers who are on the site, and it's been very positive. So thank you, everybody who's checked it out and subscribed to some of those new people and things like that. It's been very helpful. But let's see what's going on for you this week. And yeah, you start off with the Tower. So I think actually, a lot of people are always afraid of the Tower and things like that. I don't think it's that bad of a card. And actually, it looks like this would have been it looks like you are coming off of the issue as well. If there is some sort of shakeup in your life, it happened last week probably. And it's followed up by the Four of Spades, which is a card of recovery as well. So it looks like if there was some sort of shakeup in your life or something that the recovery is going to happen quickly. Again, Four of Spades is a quick recovery, a fast recovery, something like that. So again, if you were injured or something along those lines, just know that, you'll probably recover. Or if there's some emotional damage or something, done to you or something along those lines, again, it will be recovered quickly. But the Tower is a good thing as well. It usually knocks something off the top that we don't need. And that lightning bolt is like a light bulb moment where we realize something or have some sudden epiphany or something along those lines. Again, I feel like just some readers out there forget like exactly what the card it represents. They're always like, oh no, you have the Tower, you're gonna die, and all this other stuff, and then nothing ever happens. And it's because that's not what the card represents. It represents things happening that need to happen, and yes, sometimes something breaks off of you or falls away, but you always, again, realize something anyway, and you rebuild your Tower at the same time. So you come to some sudden realization and realize something. Sometimes this card can also just be something really minor, like you moving or you doing something that you were planning on doing anyway. So again, I'm very much against the doom and gloom of this card because it's not that bad. Next, you have the Four of Spades, card of recovery, and good things happening to you. So there you go. And it's also a card of build and comfort. Again, I mean, some of you maybe over the last week have decided to separate away from a job or a business or something, but just only so that you could build more comfort in your life. Or maybe some of you have gone through a breakup recently over the last week, again with that Tower, but only because you realize that there's probably something better waiting for you anyway. Again, this card represents building more comfort. It says that you want to be more comfortable. You are trying to do things that can actively make your life more comfortable, and you will continue to do those things with this card. So I really like that. Next, you have the Five of Clubs. Great card of going on adventures and starting a new adventure and things like that. Again, it's like with the Tower, it's like you're freeing yourself up from something so that you can be allowed to go on these adventures and things. So a lot of you might be planning adventures, planning new ideas. This could be starting new businesses, moving, or literally going on adventure, like traveling or anything like that. So great card. This card can also represent needing a little bit of like rest and relaxation, like a vacation or something along those lines as well. Next, you have the curveball of the deck here, King of Clubs. You've had this every week. You have the Queen of Clubs coming up next as well. Very good, I think, this week for mentors and looking for mentors and things like that, especially if you're trying to do something. And it doesn't matter what, like starting a business, getting a job, or getting a relationship or whatever it is that you want. I just feel like there are people around you, and I feel like this is probably multiple people who could offer you really good advice. I look at the King of Clubs as the mentor of the deck, the person that comes in and gives us like a really good piece of advice that really kind of sets us off on the right path. So again, for you this week, I feel like this is and I'm just looking at what else we have here, a really good piece of advice from somebody. I also think that you're going to get another piece of advice from somebody. Queen of Clubs coming up here, and you end with the Lovers in reverse. So the problem here might be, before we get to that card, needing to make a choice between two pieces of advice. Maybe one person says you should do something one way, and then this person says it should go the other way. And I think the problem actually is that actually both ways will probably work. So again, if you find yourself like stuck between two things this week, just realize that both paths actually probably will work. And if people are offering you this type of advice, and again, I know this is very general, but wherever it comes in, both of these people, Queen of Clubs and King of Clubs, would be probably fairly well educated on whatever it is that they're talking about. So that could be the other problem as well. You're looking at like two people who know a lot about whatever it is that they're talking about, so that could create a little kind of confusion and things. But I think that both of these people also want your, have your best interest at heart as well. And again, I think that could just deepen the struggle. I think that's why we end with the Lovers again this week, because I think part of the struggle is both these, clubs type people are very open, honest, and they are very moral as well. They have very high, standards for morals and things. So if you have these two people coming to you who you really like look up to and stuff, it could be very difficult to make a decision. Lovers in reverse to me simply represents not making a decision, represents needing to make a decision, but not being able to choose between two things. So again, I don't know if this will help you or not, but again, both these people I think will have good advice, and I think you just need to pick somebody, or just pick somebody's advice and stick with it. Yeah. Also, these two cards are great for friends and great for doing things with friends this week as well. So if you have opportunities to like go out or socialize, I think it would be a good week for you to do that as well. But it looks like an interesting week to say the least. So thank you for watching, and enjoy your week.